Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on this Money Making Tuesday, here to break down some of this WNBA action with my guy Chris Ruffolo. Hey, we got 4 games today, man, so plenty to talk about. Ruffalo, what's happening, my man? Missed you the last couple days.
Yeah, I know I had to take a couple days, but you handled it quite well. You kept the ball rolling in the WNBA, but I'm back now, and I'm ready to chop it up with you, ready to make some money with the WNBA. We're starting to heat up a little bit, and I think the book's got to watch out. Like you said, Money Making Tuesday. Oh boy, they better watch out.
Yes, sir. Let's do it. Let's do it, man. We got 4 games, so finna get right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her done. First game up. We got the Chicago Sky out on the road facing the Atlanta Dream. Ruffalo, lead us off today.
All right, well, I think I'm going to go with the Chicago Sky in this one in the points. Both these teams are having some key injuries right now. I mean, the Sky lost Elizabeth Williams for the year. In the center role. The Dream are still playing without Ryan Howard, which is a big loss for them. And the thing for me here is I think this is all going to come down to who wins the rebounding battle. Now, yeah, like I said, Williams being out for the Sky hurts, but Angel Reese has been putting up double doubles almost every single game. Uh, you know, they've got some solid sides in the middle with Camila Cardozo, and I think that's going to be key here because I think that Chicago Sky they need these second chance points to be able to do their damage inside. They can't shoot the three. We said that for the last couple games now, and the Atlanta Dream, in the first matchup they won 89-80, but they also had Ryan Howard in that game. She had a double double, 10 points, 10 assists, and stuff like that's just not easy to replace against anybody. So I think the Chicago Sky, they've been a lot more competitive than the Dream have been, in my opinion, and they're just a lot more trustworthy in a spot like this. So I'm going to take the Chicago Sky plus the point and a half. What do you like in this one, Jay?
Hey, for me, I think one of the keys for today, or one of the themes for me of the day, is going to be revenge. Revenge, revenge, revenge. And this is a revenge spot here for the Chicago Sky. I'm taking them straight up on the money line. I think that's where the value is. I think this is a very winnable game for them. And like you said, I think this team has gotten better as the season has progressed. We're seeing the rookies starting to really assert themselves. Angel Reese, Cardosa. Um, can they shoot the ball well? No, not really. But when you rebound and put it up in the paint, like at the clip that they do, hey, that's why they've been so competitive recently. Um, at home, I'm not really in love with the Chicago Sky. The month of June at home was kind of rough for them. On the road, they were decent, and I think they have a legitimate shot to come in here and win this game outright. So I'm going to attack the plus money here in our first game of the day in the revenge spot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, next game up, we got the New York Liberty at home at the crib with the Minnesota Lynx coming into town. Hey, the Lynx, they done beat up on the Liberty not once but twice already this season. We just saw them match up for the Commissioner's Cup, where the Lynx, of course, won that. Got the Liberty as 5.5 point home favorites here. Look, if you watch the NBA Jam session, then you already know I have to be here on the double revenge spot at home at the crib. I got to be here. It's one of my favorite spots in the NBA, and we're going to see if it rolls over here in the WNBA. I think these two teams are very evenly matched, but with the extra motivation here for the Liberty, the double revenge spot, and it being at home, I think that gives them the extra motivation to go ahead and win this game by margin. So I'm going to look at laying the points here with the Liberty. Ruffalo, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna. It's not often it's gonna happen. Jay and I, we normally agree on a lot of things, but while I do understand Jay's double revenge spot and it has made a money hand over fist in the NBA, for me, I'm taking the approach of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm taking the Lynx plus the 5.5 here. I think the Liberty are going. The Liberty for me are like the Las Vegas Aces, just the Liberty have had more success, but they're going to get that respect at home because they're one of the best teams in the WNBA. But the Lynx are no joke defensively, especially when you look at their road numbers. Lead the WNBA in road defensive efficiency. They're second in the WNBA in road net rating. They're outscoring teams by 10.1 points per 100 possessions on the road. They beat the Liberty in the regular season. They beat the Liberty in New York in the Commissioner's Cup final. I think I'm taking the same approach that I took with the Lynx in that Commissioner's Cup final. The Liberty can win, and that's fine. But for me, this Lynx team is competitive enough, I think, to keep it within 5.5. So I'm gonna take the Lynx and the points in this one.
Next game up, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Las Vegas Aces at home at the crib with the Indiana Fever rolling into town. Ruffolo, lead this one off.
All right. Well, I look at this matchup, and the Aces. They've been a team that we made money by just blindly fading earlier this year, but now all of a sudden the Aces have woken up, and we took the points with the Mystics last time out against Las Vegas and came through. They snuck in, the Mystics snuck in the back door and got the cover there. And now you're getting an Indiana team that is a better offensive team than the Mystics, catching the same amount of points here. But I think this time I have to lay it with the Las Vegas Aces. The Aces won the first meeting between these 2 points by 19 in Vegas earlier this year. And when you look at the stat line from that game, almost everything was identical. I mean, the rebounding was identical, where I thought the Aces would have a huge edge with Asia Wilson. The assists were almost similar. The field goals were the same. The 3-point percentage was off by 1/10 of a percentage point. But the Aces just had 5 more shot attempts, and they blitzed the Fever in the second quarter and third quarter and didn't look back. And I think it could be something similar here. The Fever, while they have been great at covering numbers as of late, they're still one of the worst defensive teams in the WNBA. And right now, I think the Aces have woken up from their slumber. I'm gonna lay the points with the Aces here. Jay, what do you like?
Man, Roof, we got to disagree again, man. I'm taking the points here with the Indiana Fever. I get your point that the Aces did beat them up already once this season in Las Vegas, a 19-point victory. But I can make the argument that that was the old Fever, and this right now was a totally different Fever team. I like what I'm actually seeing out of the Fever. I think Caitlin Clark is starting to really settle into the WNBA. We saw them get the outright win just a couple nights ago against a really good Mercury team out on the road. Are the Aces the better basketball team? Yes. Are they starting to roll? Most definitely. They've won their last 4 games all by double digits, beating up on a really good Seattle team, a really good Connecticut team, both at home, and then beating the Sky and the Mystics. But I think the Fever have enough offense to keep us within this number. I got the Aces winning. I got this one kind of playing out like that Mystics game. I think the Fever do enough to give us a cover. I'm gonna grab the points. And in our last and final game of the night, man, we got the Washington Mystics out on the road facing the Los Angeles Sparks. Sparks. This game is really like a pick 'em. But Mystics -1. Do your line shop. You can really, you can do what you want. What I'm gonna do, I'm looking for the best line on the Mystics, whether that's laying the one at a pick 'em +1.5. This line's all over the place. We're recording this the night before. I like the Mystics though. It's a revenge spot for them. The Sparks, they've been free falling. The Sparks are coming off a significant road trip. It's their first home game back, so they probably got back to LA and was like, "Oh my God, I'm finally at home. I'm so glad to be home." Probably went and saw family. They're not really locked in here. This is a winnable game for them, but I think their losing streak continues. I think the Mystics, who have been fighting tough recently, get on the scoreboard. I got them winning this basketball game today. Probably not my favorite game on the card, but I'm gonna take a shot here on the Washington Mystics. Ruffalo, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think I gotta go the same way, Jay. The thing about the Washington Mystics is like you said, they've just been a lot more competitive lately. You look at a lot of their recent games. I think they're 8-1 against the spread in their last 9. Now, some of those they were catching a decent amount of points, and a lot of those they were at home. And it is sometimes daunting to take a money line on a team that's 1-8 on the road this season. But you could say that the Sparks aren't the same team without Cameron Brink, but they got crushed on the road in a lot of those games, and Brink was in the lineup for half of that road trip. They were just stinking up the joint, and I think that getting back home, while it's a nice feeling to be back home in LA, I don't think this is a great spot for them. I think the Mystics, they've been playing a tough schedule and they've been winning winnable games. They beat the Wings twice, they beat the Sky, they beat the Dream, and they were competitive on the road in New York. And they were competitive. They took the Sun down to the wire. They took them to overtime. So I think that the Mystics have just been playing better against the better competition and have been winning against the lesser teams. So I think I got to go with you on the money line to round out the card.
And that's going to conclude this episode of the WNBA Layup Session. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Hey, of course, our favorite plays, our best bets, they're for sale over at Pickdawgz Premium. You can scoop up my $19 WNBA play over there today. Ruffolo, of course, I know you got something for sale. What you got going?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a WNBA play as well. Still dog days of summer. We're gonna be baseball centric, but doesn't mean we're gonna just flat out ignore the WNBA. So I'm gonna have some WNBA plays on the board as well.
There you go, man. Any final words before we get up out of here for the day?
Hop on something long term, guys. Maybe the dog days of summer, but this is the best time to join us and compare me and Jay up. Jay's been crushing the plus money dogs in baseball. We're both doing well in the WNBA. I'm just still on the baseball leaderboard as well, so it's a great time to jump on with us.
Yes, sir. Money Making Tuesday. As always, we appreciate each and every one of you, man. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The link for all that is in the description below. So is our links to our premium section, man. See y'all tomorrow. Right here. Peace.